Hey y'all! So today we wanted to do a May garden tour just because we did skip April and we haven't really shown you a lot. We've been kind of, well, believe it or not, busy. But today we're going to show you everything that we've been working on, which is a lot. You're going to see all the behind the scenes and all of the good stuff as well. But you can really tell that this is a working garden. This is definitely a work in progress. There's stuff everywhere, but you get what you get. So let's go ahead and head up into the vegetable garden space and show you what we've got going on up there. On our way, we're definitely going to see a couple of cool things that I'm going to stop and show you, like this hydrangea. So the hydrangea is all budded up. You can see right here, its little buds are just peeking out. And there are a ton of them. So that's really exciting. This elm, I've figured out that it is an elm. It has gall so badly that I'm pretty positive this elm has been here with this gall forever. When I tell you I am so skeeved out by those little red, it grosses me out. And they bunch. They're just here in I'm grossed out just looking at it in bunches. I don't know if you have anybody that's traumatized by clusters of grossness like that, but there's nothing really damaging the tree here. I can't look at it. It literally, it like gives me the creepies. But anyway, I would like this elm to come out. I'm willing to send it to a good home if somebody wants it, but it's you can see what it does to me. So this pink pathway was glorious earlier this spring with all of the tulips blooming. I was just in love with it. So I started adding a couple of things to kind of take over now that the tulips are, done. So in my last video, you saw me planting these caladiums here. I covered them up on those 2 nights where everybody was getting those frost and freeze warnings, and they are still here. They are still alive. The pink polka dot plant as well, which I'm hoping really mounds out. And they just go the whole way down this pathway here. And a little treat that I came out here and found yesterday, we have a little gladiolus popping up. This is the black walnut gladiolus that I had planted in Brooklyn, dug most of them up and brought them with me for this exact moment. Now, gladiolus is one of the easiest things that you could dig up season to season. If you live in a zone like me, 7A, I believe now, you have to dig them up or they will die. They are not perennial here in a way where they can stay out in the soil and not freeze. So on the second tier of the pink pathway, let me show you what we've got going on. So obviously, my tulips are done. They were beautiful. I need to let them go. Now, these English daisies that I saved from the clearance rack, they've got some spent blooms here. I could spend some time on them. I think I said this in my last video, but you can see that they still have some really beautiful color. Look, we've got one that hasn't even opened down here. Isn't that pretty? I got this beautiful, beautiful stone crop plant. I can actually show you the tag because I saved it. Look at this. And this didn't even get covered during the frost. So yes, this is crazy hardy. And I have 2 of them. Since we're here, just take a quick look around. It is still in chaos. We've got tarps over here. We've got burn piles over here and over there. We've got trash piles in the back. It's just, I don't think we realized how much work this back garden yard area was going to be. It was way more neglected than we thought it was. Well, from what we're used to, this is a very large space. It's a 1/4 of an acre, right, Dan? 1/4 of an acre of space, and it was just in disarray. It was just almost abandoned. The poor, sweet woman that lived here, she was 80 some years old. She couldn't do it, and so it just wasn't getting done. And so it is taking us some time. Add in the pandemic where we can't get anybody out here to take garbage or anywhere to go to take all of this brush. We're having to burn it little by little in that little homemade fire pit that Daniel created. So, it's a work in progress and we're really happy to be here sharing it with you. Now, over here, just all along here, this is where there was just garbage and rocks piled up. So we've cleared it out. We're going to rake it level. We're leaving the space back there because we'd like to have somebody come in and build us a proper retaining wall. So we're just going to work off of this little fence built up area that they already had. We're going to go ahead and plant our squash here. Our butternut I have planted here, butternut squash, pumpkins, buttercup squash, and spaghetti squash. And we're going to come along and do the same thing over in front of our garbage pile because we don't know when this pandemic is going to end. We don't know when we can go anywhere. We're in the New York, New Jersey area. So we can't go into work in the city and we can't get a lot of stuff. So we're going to work with what we have. We're going to plant corn right here. We're going to work up this area really nice, amend the soil, and plant corn here and see if we can't disguise this garbage area a little bit till we can get it out of here. I told Daniel my plan. He laughed. He thought it was so funny, but I think it's strategic. Under this tree, we have so much weeding to do. We had it up the fence over here. We had it, and it's under the tree here. We want to pull all of this up, and I've got some coleus started inside from seed, and I'd like to just deck this out with coleus. I think it'll be gorgeous. Now we'll head up to the veggie garden. Now, this looks crazy. Every time I come out here, I feel like I get it all kind of tidied up, and then next thing you know, I'm like pulling things out and like snipping down trees, and it's just never tidy for some reason. So hopefully one day we'll have grass, we'll have a tidy fence, like everything will just, I don't know. Sometimes I take too long to do these garden tours because looking at everything all together unfinished like this is really overwhelming. So I don't know. You can see I took after this tree the other day, and I got as much as I could reach without a ladder, but the squirrels, they use this to get down into the garden. This is what I was out here doing. So you can see the grass is kind of coming in. Like, this is looking a little better than it did like a few months ago. It's baby grass. I could probably seed some more. Maybe I was a little sparse. I'm so sorry if you can hear all that noise in the back. Our garbage men just arrived. You know, garbage day. Okay, well, I don't know if you can hear all of this chaos around us, but I just wanted to take you through the veggie space really quickly and show you what we've got going on. So this is our 4x4 shade bed. Obviously because it's under a tree here, so we'll get to dappled sun during the day and then full sun right before sunset. So our carrots that Daniel seeded are coming up. Good job, hun. I did have my Walla Walla onions here. I think I planted them out a little too early. It kind of dumped rain on them right after I planted them, and then it got cold. So I think I planted about 14 of them in the space, and I think 6 or 7 of them survived, and then the squirrels got almost all of the rest of them. So these are just basic red onions that I found in the front of your store, like you will. They're making it. This is borage. I know for a fact that it's borage, and so somebody must have had it seeded around here somewhere because I'm seeing it pop up around the garden in a couple of places, and I love borage. I think it's beautiful. Right in our 4x4 sunbed here, we've got beets coming on along the outside here, and lettuce in the middle. This is our gourmet mix and Lola Rosa. And we have been eating on this lettuce. We have 3 strawberries planted in this bed, 1 here and 2 over here. And we've got our Sun King broccoli that we planted after the squirrels attacked the other ones. This was our just in case Sun King broccoli, which is getting nice and big, and some garlic planted around it, just because I thought it would keep it safe. Who knows? This was our snowball cauliflower, early snowball, but as you can see, it's been struggling this whole time. So I do have another one planted in a container on the deck. And then this kale is flowering for a reason. Now, I know this looks crazy, but this kale is flowering for a reason. I let this kale flower, 1, for pollinators, and 2, because I wanted to try saving some kale seeds. So to amp up our seed collection, I'm letting these flower and then set little seed pods. So if you come in close here, you can see they set buds, and then they set yellow flowers, And then once those yellow flowers are done, they set little seed pods. Now for our 6x6 sunny bed. So this bed, as you know, we made out of stones we found around the property, and we had planted very early on. So we've got butter crunch lettuce in the back there. The 2 Sun King broccolis that were eaten alive when we first planted them are actually doing really well now. And then we've got a little bit of the black-seeded Simpson planted right along the middle here, which seems to also be doing pretty well. We do have a little bare spot, so I wonder if something was rolling around in there. And then our Desico broccoli doing really well. I check on it every day and haven't seen any munching except for right now. That looks munched on. So I'll have to come out and bait. I don't see any eggs. That's why I come out and check every day. We've got radishes over here. I did have some French breakfast radishes, but I've harvested all of them. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I share that with you there. So the cherry bell radishes are all that we have left. And then spinach is planted right in the middle of this pea tower, as well as some onions. You can see the Shasta daisies we just planted the other day made it through the storm beautifully. So this is our breakfast garden area, my pride and joy. It's like the only thing behaving right now. So come on, I'll show you. This is my serviceberry tree. Looking great. The birds are obviously stalking it to see when the berries will be ready, but I'm hoping that I can get to them first. This serviceberry tree I've had in this container for, I think, 5 years now, 4 years. The polka dot plants that I planted the other day in my last video, they're all planted in the drift here. They all made it through the frost/freeze, and they're doing beautifully. Now I have some gladiolus planted in here that will pop up, I think, and look really beautiful. So here is my rhubarb. I've got 2 of them, 1 rhubarb here and 1 rhubarb back there that the miners are really going for. Come, I'll show you. So when it looks like somebody has drawn lines all over your leaf like that, those are leaf miners. So you can come out with some neem oil. I try to squish them in the leaf like this. It looks like they're just on this one leaf, but they make your plant look crazy. But the rhubarb is putting on new growth, so that's great. This blueberry here I'm going to move because it's getting really shaded out by this privet. So that's going to move. They kind of went through a little bit of transplant shock, so I don't think we'll be getting many berries from them this year. You can see they did put on some fruit, but not nearly as much as they usually do. But that is the nature of moving, so I did expect some things to not behave as they usually do. And lastly, I have planted a whole sea of gladiolus right between this privet and this juniper, and I think that will look glorious popping up in our garbage can. Garbage day. So this is my grapevine that I rarely show you because it's kind of like in our back alley. But I put it in a pot when we were in Brooklyn, and it traveled in the pot, and now I'm just looking to build a trellis for it to go on. And it's doing really well. It's got a lot. Oh my goodness. Holy crap, grapes. Those are grapes, bro. Daniel, those are grapes. I was going to say it's got a lot of new growth, but now I'm going to say it's got a lot of grapes. Look, more grapes. Oh my gosh. I'm excited for grapes. Here's to hoping. And you know what? I don't know what type of grape this is. I think it's a red one. I will try to find the tag somewhere. But with that being said, that is our garden in May. So much to do. So much to do. But we're happy to take you along for the ride. So, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Dude, are you serious? We paused for the garbage man and now there's an airplane.